Good morning, everybody. I'm thankful that God's allowed me to be here another year in this seat at this time in history to celebrate another Black History Month. This year's theme uplifts the role that Black artists have played in our lives, our culture, and our social movements. Whether it's Beyonce's record-shattering Renaissance tour, raise your hand if you got to go. Okay. Saw the movie. That's how I went. I went through the movie. Amazing films that demonstrate the depth and breadth of the Black American experience, like American Fiction, Origin, or The Color Purple, or the dynamic artists that we're going to highlight today here in Montgomery County. Throughout history, Black Americans have harnessed the arts as a means of innovation, preservation, education, and resistance. Indeed, there is no segment of American culture that has not been significantly influenced by Black artists. That reach and impact, I would argue, has never been more important than it is now to many of us in the Black community, as we seek to navigate what is seemingly a multi-pronged attack on the Black community, from efforts to erase and water down our history related to race, limiting access to the ballot box, or attacks on DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and on Black leaders themselves. We find ourselves this month in dire times. The forced resignation of Claudine Gay, an impeccable scholar, as president of Harvard University, who was the first Black woman and person in more than 387 years to lead that institution, has shaken us. We're not immune here, where in this body just last year we celebrated Dr. Monifa McKnight as a trailblazer for Black history, and less than a year later, she was forced to resign. These attacks have shaken us. They remind us that it's not enough to celebrate our great leaders and artists in a performative way, but we want real recognition and equality and equity. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give voice to that in this seat today. I know I'm not the only African American in this room who's felt that way this month and all year. So I would ask that as we celebrate Black History Month, let's remember it's not just a celebration, it's a commitment to true diversity, equity, and inclusion, to lifting up racial equity and social justice, to supporting our leaders and not tearing them down. That's what I hope we will all remember this Black History Month.